Hi, folks. Happy Sunday in hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see you. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Hopefully, your team won. I only watched the halftime. Man, they nailed it. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed that halftime. I'm not really a football guy, so don't hate me on that. But I'm not your football guy. I'm not a guy to call and chill for a football game with. I'll chill for other stuff, but not for a football game. But I did enjoy the halftime because I was really looking forward to watching that halftime. So I think they nailed it. I don't know what you guys thought about the halftime, if you watched it or not. But if you did, hey Lori, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. How are you? Thank you. And good to see you. Welcome. Yeah. So I don't know how many of you guys watched the game or watched even the halftime. Like I said, I'm not a football kind of guy. I know some of you guys are gonna hate on me, but I'm not that guy. So, but I did watch the halftime. Like I said, I loved it. That was awesome. Anyway, let's get into tonight's message. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but for some reason, I have been wanting to do this story for a couple weeks. I was gonna do it last Sunday, and for some strange reason, I came up with something else last Sunday, and it got postponed to today. So, whoever needs to hear this is the reason why I'm going live with this story for you, because I know this story is going to hit home for a lot of people. It has hit home for me personally. So, short, sweet, to the point story. And Sundays I try to get my lives and my stories more focused towards prayers and God and love. That's just what I go with. So anyway, tonight's message. Sometimes I know I have. I'm no stranger to praying to get out of a mess. I have been on my knees, looking up many times, asking and begging for help, literally. And some of you know my story. Some of you don't know my whole story, but some of you know most of my story. But I'm no stranger to that. I have done that many times, right? And I don't know if you believe this or not, but the man above, I've said this before, he's got a sense of humor. He's funny sometimes, because he answers your prayers in such a unique way. Like sometimes you get an answer to a prayer and it's like, and then you sit there, like, you think about it. I don't know if you ever have that happen to you or not, but it's really happened to me, like where I have to sit down and question it and like really think about it. Did that really go? You know what I mean? But you know what? There lies the message, just in its vagueness, right? So here's the story. We all need some answers, but here's one for you, right? So a lady calls a radio station late at night and prays to God for help. Says, I have no money, I have kids, no groceries, no food, no job. I'm praying to God for some help. I'm looking for a miracle. I'm looking for some answers. And this poor lady just pours out her heart on this radio station, on this line. Well, some rich guy on the other side is hearing this, but this rich guy is not all nice, right? He's got a chip on his shoulder, let's call it. So this rich guy calls his assistant and says, hey, find out who this lady was on the radio. I want to give her some food tonight. So she goes and she hunts and finds out, and she tells him, hey, this is where she lives and this is who she is. And he goes, I want you to take bags of groceries for her, knock on her door and just make her night and give all this stuff to her. And when she asks, who did this? You tell her it was the devil. She goes, okay. She goes to the lady's house, knocks on the door, gives her the groceries, and this lady, it's just her eyes open up. There's like sparkles in her eyes, right? She's just so excited. She looks up, she goes, I knew you would come through for me. I knew you would answer my prayers. I knew I could count on you. I knew you would not leave my kids and me hungry tonight. I knew this was going to happen. So she's all excited, and she's not even paying attention who dropped off the groceries, right? She's like, she's taking these bags and putting it inside the house, and the lady who dropped off the groceries tells the lady, says, hey, I got a question for you. You just got bags of groceries out of nowhere in the middle of the night. Don't you want to know who did that? Like who found you and who brought this to you? And the lady says, no, I really don't. I don't really know. The lady goes, really? Like all this groceries in the middle of the night, somebody drops it off to you and you really don't want to know like who did that? And the lady says, I don't want to know. You know why? Because no matter what, if my God wants it done, even the devil will say, okay. I love that punchline. Now, you may not believe in God, you may not believe in, I'm a Christian, you may not believe in the Lord, you may not believe, listen, you may believe in whatever you believe in, but that punchline, you can't take that punchline away, okay? The whole punchline is that, listen, I got my prayers answered. Who cares where it came from? See, some of us, and this is such a huge point, okay? Some of us focus so much on where did this come from instead of focusing on these bags of groceries. You see, the point is you just got food and you didn't have food. What's important is that it's right here. It's in your hand. That's what you got to focus on. Sometimes we leave the field to go look for an answer somewhere else, and we leave what's important. We leave that. We forget about all that. We forget about the tough times, the hard times. I'm telling you, when you ask for a solution, when you ask for some answers, the answers are not going to be packaged and gift wrapped with a bow saying this is your answer to question number 1. This is another box. This is your question to number 2. It's not going to come like that. It's going to come like so vague, so out of the left field that you're going to have to sit there and think, wait a minute, is this my solution? What am I learning here? What am I growing from? What am I learning from this? What am I supposed to get from here? Is this supposed to help me? Is this supposed to be my answer? Are these groceries my answer? Are these going to feed my family? Yeah. Does it matter where it came from? No. Why doesn't it matter? Because, like I said, it's important to focus on what's important, right? Because if you're asking for an answer, if you're like I am right now, currently, right? I'm asking for some answers, for some clarity in my life, in my own life, right? And I've opened doors to any kind of an answer to come to me. Any kind of an answer, weird answer, good answer, bad answer, left field answer, upside down answer, whatever. I'm open to that. And I'm asking to be able to recognize it and be able to distinguish it and be able to work with it, right? That's what I'm asking. I'm not asking where does it come from? Does it come from the 405 freeway, or does it come from the, I don't really care. I want to know when it hits me. I want to know that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what I'm supposed to be working with. That's supposed to be my answer. I want to know that. I don't care where it comes from. As long as it hits me, I want to know, okay, is this what I'm supposed to deal with? Is this what I'm supposed to go with? Is this my answer? Because it can be packaged just for you to open up and say, oh, okay, yeah, there you go. It's not like that. It hasn't been like that ever in your life, in my life. It hasn't been like that. No answer has ever come to you and knocked on your door and said, by the way, you just asked a question. Here, I am the answer. It's never been like that. You have found the answer. You and I have found the answer the hard way. And way down the road, we're like, oh, that question back then, that was the answer. I was so off, I didn't get it. Right? That's the same thing with everything. Some answers come to you so unpackaged, so they don't look like an answer. They don't look like it's what you asked for. You know, I'll give you this example. This is a good example. You know, during the holidays, during the Christmas holidays, there were a lot of boxes that were being delivered, right? People were ordering online, and I mean, still ordering online is huge, but Christmas time. So a lot of people, a lot of drivers, we even saw it on the news, they were throwing boxes by the door, you know what I mean? And it was just like banged up, to money, yo, like banged up. The boxes were all, you know, ruined. Sometimes the content was broken and shattered and ruined, and you had to get an exchange, right? But here's what I got to share with you. You ordered that box. No matter if the outside is banged up or good or bad or whatever it is inside, is you ordered it. You ordered it. You went on Amazon, you paid for it, you picked it, you paid for it, you gave the shipping address, and it came to you. Now, if the packaging is not what you want, doesn't change the content. You gotta feel me here. The answer is the content. It doesn't matter how it was packaged. See, it's the same thing with an opportunity. People ask for stuff, and things come to them, ruin the packages, but they don't open the box. You know why? Because the outside doesn't look like what they asked for. When you get that package at your door and it's all banged up and it's ruined, without you opening it, you return it, you call Amazon, you're like, this is ridiculous. This thing is banged up. Without you opening it, without you checking the content, you return it. Why? Because it's not what the outside, it's not what you had in mind. And I'm asking you to stop doing that. Sometimes the answers don't come in that cover, in that cover box that you have been like sitting here waiting for. You're like, I just asked this answer, and I'm expecting this red box with this yellow boat. No, it doesn't come like that. You sit there, you ask for something, you pray for something, and then something happens, and it's like so out of the left field that you're like what happened? Was that supposed to be my answer? Did you just drop that down on my lap as an answer? I'm asking you to pay attention to those things. I am practicing that myself. I am being more conscious of the things around me. I'm trying to be all day, every day, grow on that and become more conscious of things, of myself, of things around me, of the answers, of the prayers, of all that, right? And I'm asking you to do the same thing. Be conscious. Be more aware. Don't send the package back without you opening it. Don't refuse an answer because it's not what you thought. See, if you had the answer, then you wouldn't ask for an answer, would you? You already have the answer. So the answer you're asking for, whatever prayer you're asking for, it's because you don't have it. Because I don't have it. That's why I'm asking for it. If I had it, I wouldn't be asking for it. So if I don't have it, I should be open to whatever comes. Not just say, oh, I don't want that. Well, I don't want that. Well, how do you know that's not it? We don't know. The answer is be open. When you ask for something, when you pray for something, be open for that answer, however way it comes. Because sometimes, like I said, T-Money will vouch for this. Sometimes it's a good thing you don't get a prayer answered. Like, that's an answer in its own. You know what I mean? You're like, please give me this. And then 2 months later, you're like, thank God you didn't give me this. That's like an answer to a prayer, right? So I'm asking you to not kick back stuff just because the packaging is not what you're looking for, right? Because you never know what's inside, man. You never know what's inside. It could be what you're looking for, you know? And that's what I'm sharing with you tonight. Tonight, I'm asking you, hey, if you're asking for a prayer, when you get that answer, who cares where it came from? Who cares how it got to you? The point is, you got your prayer answered. And do something with that. Be grateful for it. Be thankful for it. And do something with it. Now that God, you got prayer answered, don't just sit there and stare at it. How many times do you think you're going to do that and the good Lord will keep answering your prayers? You know, a couple times He'll do that. You're like, dude, every time I answer your prayer, you just sit there on your butt. I ain't going to do that anymore. It's real talk. That's what happens. Ask T-Money. Thank goodness for some of those unanswered prayers. You're like, oh my goodness, thank you for like not answering that one. That was a good one, you know. Thank you for refusing that. I'm telling you, just be open because it's not always packaged like the way you want to see it, you know. And that may be a good thing because that gives us the opportunity to really open our minds and just really just be open to things, you know. Praise God on the mountain as well as in the valley. Absolutely. Without the valleys, there would be no mountains. And if you had no mountains, how the hell would there be a valley? I mean, you know, night, day, dark, light. Come on. It's all together. It's all together. I hope you got some love, some inspiration, some value. I hope your team won. That's how we do. LA Rams, baby. Now, I'm not a football guy, but I just know that was LA Rams. So, anyway, I hope you got some love, inspiration, value, enough to share. Tag a couple people, share it on your wall. Do what you got to do. Spread the love. I appreciate you guys. Some big things are coming February 15th. Stick around and stick around. Feb 15. I got some big stuff cooking, and I got a special live for you that day. Hopefully you guys will stick around and watch. With that, remember, happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for sticking around to the end. I appreciate you. And remember, if you share, you show that you care. until tomorrow, where we do it all over again. Much love.